Hi, it's Wasabi. Welcome back to the channel. This video is a review of a brand new heavy tank in the Chinese line at Tier 10 that's coming out in the auction today. It's called the BZ-72-1, as you can see. We'll do a quick review of the characteristics and compare it to the other Tier 10 Chinese tank. Now this is showing as a reward tank, that is, you can swap crews in without penalty, so we'll use the BZ-75 crew to run it, which means you can use it as a crew trainer, but it also is Tier 10, it earns bonds and all the other standard sort of things, but no special credits as far as I'm aware. Now this is coming at the auction, but I've got no view of what it's worth, but we'll try and compare it to the BZ-75 and you can sort of make your mind up there. Alright, so let's have a look at the basics. Chinese heavy tank, yes, it's got rockets. Now, looks like we've got 4x2 there, so I'm thinking that's 4 sets of charges, whereas the BZ-75, if we have a look at the back of that, that's got 3x3. So that might be one more charge than the B-75. So we'll do the sort of stats comp in a little while, but this basically what we're looking at. Main differences between the BZ-72-1, apart from the overall sort of layout, 130mm gun versus 152 on the BZ-75. However, the other gun stats are fairly similar, but lower alpha, but very similar in terms of pen, and slightly higher rate of fire because it's a smaller caliber, so you do get more rounds through with the crew. But the DPM also, it's only slightly in favour of the BZ-72. So anyway, we'll look at the detailed stats in a minute, but otherwise quite a nice looking tank, sort of modern style, so definitely post-war, and is it based on a real tank? Well, I hope so, but I don't really have any details on that one. But otherwise, let's go and have a look at the comparison. We'll have a bit of a look at the armour layout and then we'll try and throw in some gameplay. Alright, so let's jump to the comparison. Right, we're doing a fairly limited comparison here, just against the BZ-75. Perhaps we can do a more full review when this comes out. But seeing DPM, this is with the standard rounds, 2.3k versus just under 2.3. Standard pen is 260 versus 258, so almost identical there, and even the premium round is only 1mm higher, so 319 I think for the premium round. We'll have a look at that when we get back into the garage. The alpha is 90 less, so 560 versus 650, but that's still pretty handy, and the rate of fire obviously slightly better, with a reload time around 14 seconds. So this is unadjusted, but this would be based on 100% crew. But certainly when we put in gun rammers, etc., there we go. Now, shell velocity also a little bit lower, so that's interesting. So 1000, still in the useful range, but not completely fantastic. So ammo capacity also better, so we've got 40 rounds, obviously smaller rounds. You can put more into the turret and turret floor, so 10 more rounds than the BZ-75, but as with the higher rate of fire, you'll go through them slightly faster. But you can see their potential damage slightly higher than the BZ-75. All right, aim time commensurately is also lower, 2.4, dispersion 0.38 versus 0.4, and we've got various penalties here. Interesting, penalty on turret traverse only 0.1, so that's good. So if you're sitting still and just rotating the turret, you don't actually get much penalty for that. So it means that vert stab, if available, won't necessarily need to be used. Although, certainly if you're going to be firing on the move, we'd recommend that. Otherwise, we've got elevation of 20, which is normal, gun depression of 8, which is identical to the BZ-75, and that's useful. Doesn't make it completely dominant in hull down, but does make it useful on the flat. Otherwise, mobility-wise, we're looking fairly similar. Now, these stats will be pre-released, so they could be changed slightly as to what's in game. But you can see here the soft terrain, the penalty on soft terrain. Well, there's no penalties there, so is that a mistake? A bit hard to tell. Reverse speed is the same. Engine power slightly better in the BZ-72-1. and it is a lighter tank. So overall, your power to weight ratio is much better, and so it will appear to be more mobile than the BZ-75. Otherwise, train resistance all less than the BZ-75. Turret traverse is identical. Tank traverse is slightly better. And our penalties over the terrain all better than the BZ-75. All right, armor-wise now, this is going to be a difference. So lower weight tends to mean you've got lower armor, of course, and that's playing out here. So the hull armor 155 in the front versus 200 for the BZ-75, 70 on the sides versus 110, and the rear 40 versus 60, no big deal there. Turret armor, slightly better, 350 on the front, and of course it's a very bouncy shape. 200 on the sides, also better than the BZ-75, which has got a flat-sided turret, and a 50 on the rear. Now, if you're getting shot in the rear, well, can't do much about that. All right. Otherwise, health is less than the BZ-75. You've got 300 hit points less. And finally, camo, no big deal. Actually, it's lower than the BZ-75. That's odd. And penalties after firing and so on, all slightly worse or just slightly better on moving. But yeah, we're not relying on camo with thing. Now, interesting here, tank cost 22,500 gold. Well, can't say what's going to be in the auction, but that might be the starting price if it comes out, or maybe 25k gold, you never know. But that would be interesting to see how it's put on the table for the Asia community. All right, we'll go and have a look at the armor layout now, just to give you a view of that as well. All right, so this is BZ-72 versus BZ-72. So we can see the frontal armor of the turret really strong here. 375 mils of penetration to get through there, and even on the top you're going to start ricocheting because of the angles. And cupola, yes, it's got a cupola, so that's interesting here. So we've actually got some cupola shapes on both sides, so that's going to be the weak spot to try and aim at, but it's a pretty small target. But you can see there the armor of that is the lowest part of the tank. So there's on both sides of the turret there, so you're going to have to be careful to do that. And when you get onto a slope and you've only got 8 degrees of gun depression, you're going to have to pick your slopes to try and obscure that. But would imagine that yeah, that's still going to be accessible for quite a few cases there. Now, what else have we got? The frontal armor here, again, 270 mil effective across the front here. We've got the sides here actually, because of the angle from direct front on, they're going to ricochet, and the lower plate is the weak spot, the main weak spot on the front. So if you're catching this tank out in the open, low front plate all day, every day. All right. Side armor, pretty similar. In fact, let's look at side scraping. So we can see the shape of the hull. It is flat under the tracks, so pennant under the tracks is pretty much given. And it's not going to be great at side scraping and with that rear sticking out. Although, yeah, could still ricochet. So just don't over angle it will be the question there. You've got a reasonable angle to cover it up, and that's going to be your limit, I would think, and then you get slightly more open, and there's definitely some places to shoot at. So be careful with the side scraping in that respect. All right, so that's as quick a view as we can get. Let's have a look at the tank now in the garage, but with maxed out. So we'll put the best crew that we've got, which we've got a BZ-75 crew with all skills. This is a presser count. We'll put in equipment, food, etc., and we'll see what we can max it out to there. Okay, we've got the good crew in, we've got the equipment, we've got the modules. Let's have a look at any changes. All right, so we've got DPM up to 2.9k, up from 2.3. Rate of fire is now 5.16. It's about 1 round extra per minute, and reduced the loading time to 11.6, which brings it a reasonable time. Aiming time 2.41, and we put some actual fruit field mods on. That was to make sure that we could get choices for different maps. So main choice is vents, rammer, and vertical stabilizer, because you can. And the alternate configuration gives us turbo instead of vents. So we're going to be on a wide map. Then we'll switch to that different orientation there. But otherwise, what can we say? Hit points increased slightly because of the field mods, and mobility, we've got an extra 4 kilometers per hour. So this is when we're not running the rockets, and jet boosters. Actually got 5 rounds of jet boosters, so that's interesting. How do we get 5 out of that? Alright, so only 8 on each side, unless they're used a different way. But alright, okay, we'll take that as it is. Spotting view range. So view range is not too bad. So with all these boosts, we've got Brothers in Arms running, we've got signal boosting. Forgot to mention the crew's identical to the BZ-75, so commander is the radio operator as well. So you want to have your what are we looking at? Signal range, view range. Yeah, you want to have your situational awareness perk on the commander in preference to recon, because you get slightly more view range out of that. And when you can get the recon perk as well, if you're trying to max out your view range. But heavy tank wise, 476 is pretty good. All right. So that's pretty much what we can show you in the garage. Now we will try and do some gameplay. Alright, we're on the Pilsen map, so we're going to stick with the standard configuration. We're going to play through the buildings. Alright, so not using the rockets just yet, we'll get them up to speed. There you go, we've loaded around 11.62 seconds there. Just see if we can catch anyone crossing. Just put it around there. Oh, that didn't help. Got spotted there, possibly by someone in the field. Yeah, the RU-251. Right, here we go. Just missed our target there. Okay, nice shot into the pattern tank. Side scrape a little against him. He's Tier 9 and he's backed off. We tracked him. Why didn't we get any damage there? Okay, we'll see if we can wait till he gets untracked. Oh, he's coming through. Okay, this is going to be one of the lower tiers. Another shot into him. And can we sneak in here? Killing a shot. Oops. Maybe not. Alright, but D4 there. He's backed off. Alright. Come on, let's see him here. Oh, pep tank, another pep tank. Yes, got him going through the door. Where is he? He's down there. Tourist. Yes. Okay, got a kill. I don't know. Is this different or a curse, the pattern tanks in the game? Happy to hear your comments there. Let's try and go after some real tanks. So we're going to load. Well, there were standard rounds there, so fine against Tier 9s. Let's see what we can get out here. Targets. Spotted. Guys, trying to angle against the thing. Can we get a shot out here? Can we cross? In fact, can we use this hull down? That's going to be the question. Let's see. Let's see what the hull down looks like. Minotauro. Now, notice it was a fairly low profile tank. There we go. Heat round didn't go through the R7. We didn't really place that all that well. So let's try again, see if we get punished for sitting here. the flat part of the pike. Well, he missed. Same caliber gun, 130mm. So it's going to be interesting. Can we line him up? But he's pretty well hulled down, so no real cupola to snipe on. Getting some assisted damage there, but you can see the low hull there he's fired. And we've got no cupola or anything like that. It's, oh, we've lost a tank there, but okay, we're slightly in the lead here. Let's see with the 705A. Okay, no cupola on him. Okay, we did lose some health there. E4. Try and track him. Yes. Okay, we're getting pushed here. That people want to kill the brand new tank, so I guess it's fine. We'll get the 705 now. Oh no, we're dead. Alright, we got mugged. 2.5k, so we did slightly better than our hit points, but looks like the enemy's pushing hard on here. Alright, so we'll jump out of here and we'll go to another game, but well, not too bad a game. It's 3k combined. I mean, not too shabby. We got our hit points, which is your standard requirement. Managed to get one kill, but there were 2 tier 9 tanks there. We did get a hit into the E4. Just missed hitting a shot on the 705A. That shows you that the reload time can be critical there. So we finished down the middle there, but I'm not unhappy with that. I'm not the best player, so I'm not going to claim that I'm going to dominate games with this. We had some mission payouts that probably helped. We did make a profit there, but that 65k really helped there. But 20k there for consumables, take that out. Would have broken even, I think, without that in there. So we used a mix of premium and non-premium ammunition. So yeah, now I didn't use the mobility at all, so I didn't use the rockets at all. So, but didn't really see the full mobility. But we were in a city map, so it didn't really matter there. But otherwise, yeah, it's looking like a reasonably balanced tank. I'm not seeing any huge overpowered nature to it. On BZ line, obviously, have got that extra mobility, but it's situational to an extent. You can get into position, but this has only got 8 degrees of depression, so it's not going to get you the maximum advantage. But in terms of how does it compare to the BZ-75, I think it would come out fairly even there. Smaller gun, equal DPM, and just lower alpha per shot. But otherwise, yeah, look, it's a brand new tank. It's a tier 10 crew trainer. Up to you what you want to spend on it. I've got no idea what it's going to be worth, but if you can get it for, yeah, what would we say, 20,000 gold, or I don't know what's going to be sold for, credits or gold or experience, leave that to you, but that'd be my marker, I would think, and probably worth getting from that perspective. But is it going to be an overpowered tank in the game? No, I don't really think so. A good player will get the best out of it. I'm an average player for sure. So that's the way I would look at it. Anyway, going to have to keep it short there. Just run out of time, but hopefully this video has given you some information that will inform you about what you want to bid. And if it's helped you at all, please give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, I've got over 900 videos. Would welcome any new subscribers. So very much thanks for watching.